Well, so here we are. This is the day before we leave. As you can tell on the ground, there is snow. We got probably, I don't know, an inch or so. It snowed pretty much off and on all day, but not a whole lot of it sticked. Sticked? Wow. Stuck. Just got done packing, doing some last minute detail work as far as paperwork and making sure I got everything all loaded up and make sure I get everything taken care of. All the electronics are ready to go, all that good stuff. So anyway, I guess I'm out for now. Well, it's the morning of travel day. It's Thursday, March 14th.
Yep.
Oh boy. So what time? 3:37 in the morning. It's going to be a long day. Even though I don't look enthused right now, I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
This is me being excited. Ready? Excited face. I'll see you in a few days, okay?
Okay.
You awake?
No. Hold up.
See you in a few days, okay?
Hold up.
Good. Oh man, you ready? My name is David McCormick. I'm 37-year-old male, happily married, 4 beautiful children.
What branch of the military are you in?
I'm in the Army. You probably need to speak up a little bit because I don't know if that's loud enough.
Okay.
I'm in the Army, National Guard in Indiana,
What's your
76th Brigade.
What's your title?
I am a sergeant. I'm an E5.
What exactly do you do?
In the Army,
Yes, in the military.
I'm infantry, straight leg light infantry, meaning we don't use a whole lot of vehicles. We carry all the stuff into battle and all that with us. So that's kind of cool. But currently, full time down at Muscatatuck Urban Training Center, and I work in the engineering department. Heavy equipment operations, carpentry, repair, those sort of things, range maintenance.
Okay.
So
So you're doing this race. It's called the... What's it called exactly?
the Baatan Memorial Death March.
And what is this for? First of all, what's the
Well,
event that it's honoring?
the actual event happened in 1942 in Bataan. And it's a region in the Philippines, and it was during World War II. The Japanese and the Americans had a battle, the Battle of Bataan. And during the process, the Navy completely got blockaded out, or got whatever. They weren't allowed. They couldn't get in to resupply and to help out. Approximately, I think it was 1 or maybe even 2 divisions of American soldiers and Philippines. And in the process, they had no alternative but to surrender. And there anywhere from 60 to 80,000 Americans and Filipinos surrendered to the Japanese. And what they did was they forced them to march 80 miles over the next couple of days after they surrendered northward.
What happened if they... What happened if they didn't want to march?
It was a forced death march, and when they say forced death march, it was bayonet to your back. If you slowed down or stopped in any way, they just would stab the prisoners of war and just leave them on the side of the road. They didn't care. Japanese were brutal during World War II. So the race that we're in is obviously not going to be 80 miles, and it's not going to be a forced death march, but it's 26.2 miles. It's a marathon length, and it's going to be in the desert, in the heat, altitude, and pretty challenging.
Yeah. What are the challenges? Like, why is this different than any other marathon?
Well, the length is going to be the same. 26 miles is 26 miles. The difference is this one. Most road courses are fairly flat. Most marathon road courses. This is off-road, so that's one difference. But B, the other difference is that It's going to be in elevation. It's over 4,000 feet elevation. It goes up to almost 6,000 feet, if I remember right, 5,700, something like that. And the other big difference is we're going to be wearing boots, military uniform, the Army Combat uniform, the ACU, and also a rucksack with 35 pounds start weight, meaning start and finish weight. It has to be at least 35 pounds, so that means we can't count our food and water and that sort of stuff that we're going to use throughout the race. So we have to pack 35 pounds of weight plus all the other food items that we're going to be having. So it could very well be a lot more than 45 pounds maybe by the time you add water and everything to it.
Intense.
Do what?
That's intense.
Yeah, it's going to be sand too, so it's not even on the road.
How did you hear about this?
When I was working down at Muscatatuck, a buddy of mine, Sergeant Rodriguez, and Sergeant McMasters were talking about getting together to form a team to be able to do this race. And I like history, so I had a kind of a basic understanding of what the Bataan Death March was, but I had no idea what this race in White Sands, New Mexico was. I knew nothing about it. And they approached me and said, hey, we're thinking about putting a team together. Would you be interested? And I thought about it for about maybe 2 seconds, and I said, yeah, absolutely. That's something I want to do. And it kind of went from there.
Oh my. Oh my. This is my daughter, Amanda. She's going to be
I don't even know what I'm filming.
going on the flight with me.
Ooh.
It's okay.
This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I want to go back
It's
to
4 o'clock. No, it's almost 5 now, isn't it? It's 5. We got to kind of boogie because our flight's at 6. I guess what they have here at the Death March is something called the I'm going to turn this light on real quick. The Wall of Champions, and what this is a coin from Muscatatuck Urban Training Center. And unfortunately, I really wanted to bring the Bravo coin, but we don't have a company coin, unfortunately. But we do have a battalion coin, and I wasn't able to make it back up to the armory to pick one of those up. For the battalion, for the wall. But this is the Muscatatuck Urban Training Center coin, and I figured it's second best. It's my second home. It's where I work full time, but it's not Bravo. It's not infantry. This is the training center. But what you do is every single person that's representing a different group can bring the coin up with them, and they put it on a wall, and that way at the end of the race they take that display and they'll mount them permanently and then take it down to the museum as a record of what units were participating in the Bataan Death March every year. And I think that's just something absolutely awesome. I can't wait to go see it from previous years, this wall, and man, I just think that'll be awesome. So anyway, so that's the story behind the coin and what this is for, and what it represents for that wall is I'm somebody from Muscatatuck that's down there, even though there is another team that's going to be competing. It's still neat. It's a neat little idea, a neat concept. So that's that. Yeah, here's a quick little map of the actual route. Starting to feel pretty confident about the plan that I had originally set in place that I thought I was going to do, based on the terrain that I'm seeing from the driving around that I did today. I think I'm on the right track with how I want to do this. I've got the course mapped out, got the elevation mapped out. I drove out there today to actually get an eyes-on and a hands-on look at it, to see where I'm at and to see if the plan's going to work, and I think it will. And actually, the more I go through these plans and stuff, the more I look at this, it's like, man, I think my plan's solid. I really think, you know, I'll be in good shape. But anyway, I've got to drop a deuce. I got to poop. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the filming for a minute. Let me do my private things. I'm not a dog. I don't like an audience when I'm pooping. So I'm going to sign out for a minute, and I'll be back. Although, you know what? Film everything. I keep hearing that, Clark, so guess what I'm doing? I'm going to film everything, including me taking a dump. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take you into the bathroom with me, though. I was talking about my buddy Clark earlier, and you know, the collaboration that we're doing on this. He sent me a message on Facebook after I had mentioned that I ran into a true hero down at the commissary, and he wrote "video everything" in all caps. Clark, I hear you yelling at me, buddy. I'm doing it. All right. That's kind of funny. When you're packing these rucks, is you want the weight as close to your body as you can. And with that, I mean, you don't want it to be real bulky, hanging way out or way off to the sides, because that's just weight that's further away from the center of your body, which makes it more, you have to fight more with your core to balance it better. So the tighter it is to your shoulders and the upper part of your back, the tighter it is there, the less you have to worry about balance, and the less you'll have to worry about it vibrating and bouncing up and down on you and stuff like that. So it just helps with, at this point, it's all about efficiency. You got to make sure that when you're doing 26 miles, you got to be as efficient as you can with each and every step. That's it. I should be about 36 pounds, or 37.2, I think is what I calculated. I did it multiple times. I think I'm about 37.2, somewhere in there. I'm going to try to use every trick I can, and you know, to be successful, I want to make sure I'm as prepared as possible. I've spent a lot of research hours, a lot of hours doing research, trying to make sure that I give myself every opportunity to be successful. And as I said before, I do have some doubts, but I will succeed one way or the other. I will finish. I've got a lot of reasons why I want to be successful. And yeah, I know if they were able to do 80 miles, I can certainly do 26. You know, I can do it. And you know, I don't think I have an option. Come all this way. I've trained all this time. I've trained. You know, I've got a lot of motivation behind me to be successful. So I will. But anyway. It's about 5:30-ish or so in the evening, and it's absolutely beautiful weather here. About 80 degrees. I'll be honest. I'm a little not used to this altitude. It's a little bit higher in altitude. The air's a little bit thinner. Running up and down the steps, I noticed I got a little bit winded, so I'm going to get out. I got one more day of training. Today I got 3 miles to do. Should be neat. I'm really looking forward to this. This is so much fun, and it's so, I don't know. I don't even know. After talking to Bill, I was just like, man, I'm motivated now more than ever, because the guy's in his upper 80s, and you know, being one of the original survivors, I was just in awe to be able to talk to a gentleman like that. And it's just, I don't know, getting a little emotional just even thinking about it. But anyway, I'm going to get ready to go up this, I'm going to just climb up the Rocks Hill with it. I was going to go down to the trailhead, but that's a good mile down. By the time I come back, I'll be done, I guess. But anyway, just absolutely beautiful up there. I'm gonna head back to White Sands Missile Base, or Missile Range rather. I gotta do my check-in at 9 o'clock for the actual event, and once I get done with that, I'm gonna go around. There's man, see, I can tell I'm at elevation. I'm already winded and I'm halfway up the hill. pretty bad. So this is why I'm here a couple days early though, to get used to this elevation. Whew. Anyway, wow, what a view. This is so neat up here. Hard to believe just climbing that hill I got that winded, but when you're at 4,500, 5,000 feet elevation and you're not used to it, this is the big thing that I was scared about. Not really scared, but worried about, was just a change in elevation. And the fact that it's 80 degrees and I'm used to 35 degrees, I think I've prepared myself well physically. Mentally is going to be a little bit tougher. You know, just fighting the urge to want to quit. 26 miles is a long ways to go. As you can see, there is no moisture out here. It is dry as can be. And yeah, it's hot, it's dry. So my game plan, I think, going in is going to be to walk, you know, the hill part of it. And they say hill around here. If you look at all these hills, those to me where I'm from in Indiana are freaking mountains. Those aren't hills. A hill is what I'm standing on, you know, going down the edge 5 stories down. That's a hill. These things, when it goes up 2,000 and 3,000 feet in a matter of a mile or two, that's not a hill in my eyes. That's a damn mountain. But anyway, I digress. It's kind of my game plan. Jog the first 6, walk the second 6, jog the third 6, and see it kind of how I'm feeling, and determine how I want to tackle the sand. 4 miles of sand that's loose could be a real nightmare if I don't reserve. Good little walk through the park here, and pretty neat. Pretty excited about all this. You know, I've only been in the Army five and a half years now, and I feel like I finally found a calling in life. I'm a damn good soldier, and I take pride in what I do. I take pride every time I put that uniform on, and I'm extremely proud of what I do. And I finally found a job in a calling that really, I think, fits me. It suits what I like. I love the camaraderie. You know, it's the one thing I miss about a deployment, is the camaraderie, the friends that I made, the close bonding of brotherhood. And in the infantry, you know, that's all we have. We have each other. And so you go into combat, and you got the guy to your right and your guy to your left. You know, those are the people you got to be worried about. And you know, that's why doing this Bataan Death March, you know, these guys at 60 or 80,000 soldiers, you know, between the Filipinos and the Americans, 60 to 80,000. They're not even sure the exact number, and they don't even know how many died. But those guys, like Mr. Eldridge, Mr. Bill Eldridge, the guy that I met today, the gentleman in his late 80s, gentleman I met, he's probably lost more buddies, more friends than I may have ever even had. You know, to know that there's so few of those guys alive still. It's humbling. It really is. I don't know. I'm just little lost for words on this, but yeah. And by the way, my wife's calling me. Let's see what she wants. Hello. Hi, honey. What are you doing? You're watching Downton Abbey? I'm out taking a walk and filming some stuff back here behind the hotel. It's snowing there in Indiana again. That's ridiculous. See what I have to put up with? It's snowing at home and it's 80 degrees here. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm talking to the camera. Okay. All right, well, I love you, honey. All right, bye. That was my beautiful wife. Yeah, this is it. This is what I'm doing. is where I'm at. Okay, so I had a little fart this morning. I went to leave and I was recording earlier, and of course I realized I looked down and the battery's completely dead on the camera. So that was no good. So I went back up to the room for a couple hours, charged the battery some more, and now we're heading on out. Gonna head over to the registration. There it is, Baatan Memorial East. It's where White Sands is down here on Bataan, or Highway 70, I guess is what it is. And I just found out this morning my wife's coming tomorrow, so that'll be awesome. My son, my oldest son, is gonna fly in to be with the younger siblings for the weekend. He really wants to come out here, but perhaps next year, or the year after. But once we get up through this pass, there's a cool little Army military, I don't know what it is, some sort of museum or something on the side of the road. So I'm gonna stop and take a look at that and see what that is, and check it out. That's part of what this experience is see things that I've never seen before, and just experience life a little bit, experience some different locations, different places, different things. So anyway, I'm out for a little bit, and let's see if I can find this turn off. I don't know where it is. Doggone it, that was it, wasn't it? Let's see if I can get off right here. So take a look at that real quick from up here. So there it is. It looks like that trail's going to come up and around somewhere up in this area and then back down. But I don't know if you can see it. We're kind of, going downhill all the way down because we just went through that pass. So from here on down, the next couple of miles will be downhill. And looks like the race starts way down on the eastern side of where the missile range is, and then it'll follow all the way up to the road, come up and around, and I'm guessing it's up and around this mountain here, this big hill here. It'll come up and around and then back down and then come back around on the east side. I'm sorry, correction, on the west side around the missile base there. So it's gonna be quite a challenge. Okay, so here's the sign that says you are entering White Sands Missile Range. Alright, so I just went through the checkpoint. Here's some cool, I don't know if these are old missiles. There's an F4 Phantom, some batteries of stuff, different missiles. But pretty cool looking stuff there. I'm gonna have to come back and take a look at it. But 2nd Street on the right here, I'm gonna be heading down to the registration, follow the signs. Bataan in processing, there's the sign. But look at this stuff, and I just my heart starts to race a little bit. I'm like, man, I can't believe this is happening. It's been 4 months in the making, and I mean, Thanksgiving, who would have thought? And here I am finally. It's starting to all come together. I don't know what the policy is about filming here on post. I'm gonna kind of do the old ignorant dumb, I just don't know any better kind of thing. So I'm gonna try to capture some of this while I'm walking around, but I may be asked to politely put the camera away. We'll see. Well, here's the reason why we're here. This is one of the survivors. Sir, I was told you're one of the survivors. Is that correct?
Do you want your picture with him?
Your name is Oscar, is that right?
Yeah. Right.
Nice to meet you, sir. I've got a video going, if you guys don't mind. We're doing a documentary. 5440 Films is going to be producing the documentary. But just trying to say thank you for what you did, and you're one of the reasons why we're here today. So thank you, sir. Well, that was Oscar, one of the gentlemen. And there's some more over there. There's a gentleman, the infantry, and you see the CIB on his chest. So he's over there signing books. And and so hopefully we'll get to meet him as well. How you doing, sir? How much are the books?
Today, 25.
Okay. Do you accept credit cards? Do you accept credit cards? You do. Well, good. I'm here with Colonel Glenn Frazier. Is that your name, sir? How you doing? My name's Dave. I'm a combat veteran as well. I just want to say thank you. I'm recording some of this stuff for a documentary that we're doing.
Where are you stationed?
I'm currently at Muscatatuck Urban Training Center in southern Indiana, part of the 76th Infantry Brigade. So, yes, ma'am. That's correct. I've got one of those nice. I can tell. The CIV.
He joined
and
when he was 16.
16. That's quite a story.
Yeah.
So-
this is him on the march when he was 17.
Wow. So
This was taken April 10th of 42.
so here we are with a true hero. So did you become enlisted or get commissioned after you got back from the Death March then?
I went through, I went all of, I went to school in the Philippines before the war. I
Okay.
had an ordnance officer in the Philippine Army.
Oh, wow.
On a special contract with MacArthur's outfit.
Yeah.
So when I came back to the States, I was the first lieutenant during the war.
Okay.
Came back to the States, and I reverted back to a buck sergeant, came home, and I had guaranteed OCS.
That's awesome.
And when I got back,
So how long were you?
I
Yeah.
didn't go, but I did go to college. And I went back in through the National Guard. I got a captain rated in from there all the way through.
In the National Guard? In what state were you in, sir?
Part of the National Guard. It's the
Okay.
Alabama State Defense Force.
Okay. So in Alabama then? Good deal. Well, it's a great story. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. And thank you for your service. I'm getting one for sure. Well, that was pretty cool. Just got done with meeting a couple of the survivors of the Death March. Unfortunately, I was only able to meet two. There was another gentleman that was walking around, and I wasn't able to catch up with him. But it's really interesting as to what some of these people, what their stories are. Hang on, wife's calling again. There it is, the Battling Bastards of Bataan. And no mama, no papa, no Uncle Sam, I guess is part of their motto. But that's pretty cool. That's a start point right here. So as you can tell, this whole soccer field's set up with all these gates, all these, looks like I said, like cattle pens, where I think each one of the different categories is going to be lined up. And then I guess they'll release them one group at a time every so often. I don't know, every 15 minutes or every 20 minutes, whatever it is. We'll hang out here for a few minutes. I'm going to see if they do a run through on another rehearsal where they do all the talking and that sort of stuff. But because like I said earlier, I heard him give a couple of commands. Marchers present arms and order arms, etc. And they were reading out names of survivors that have died since last year's race. And like I said before, it's just every year we're losing more and more of these guys. And so to be able to meet Colonel Frazier and Oscar and some of these other gentlemen that I've been able to meet, and Mr. Eldridge yesterday, it brings it home that we're losing these guys. We're losing these veterans that have a lot of life experiences that I don't know how much of their stories gotten out. I don't know how much of I'll be honest, I'm somebody who likes history. I really enjoy history. I've got a degree in history, and I don't know that much about the Bataan Death March. I just don't. And that's I guess indicative of the times. We get so wrapped up into all this techie bullshit with our cell phones and internet and Facebook and twitting or tweetering, whatever the fuck it is, tweeting. It's just we lose sight of how we became such a good nation, how we became such a battle-driven, just battle-tested group of Americans. We're losing that. In my opinion, we're becoming more pussified every year that goes by. We more politically correct. You can't talk about something that's not you. you can't do certain things, and it's just so irritating. It, you know, these guys, they did. I don't know. I'm kind of sidetracked here, off course a little bit, but anyway. So I'm gonna head back to the car. They're not really doing much in the way of walkthroughs over there right now. So I'm just kind of, I guess, calling it quits for now. So here we are at the, this is a museum of, right when I first came into the gate, I noticed it and said I want to check it out. So here I am checking it out. That's apparently a Patriot missile battery. If it flies, it dies. Scud buster. So I'm assuming this was probably used in the first Gulf War, '91. Patriot missile is pretty neat. And that one over there looks like World War II era. I can't remember what that was. Oh, that's the Pershing II. Range of 1,100 miles. First fired in 1982. So that's not World War II era. That's much later, but pretty neat. A lot of these little rockets and Fat Man casing. So I don't know if we're allowed to get off the sidewalk or not. That's the Fat Man casing. Pretty neat. That's just a whole bunch of different types of rockets and stuff in here. They're all over the place. You see that some of these are Air Force, some of them are Army. And there's Army. There's a Huey there. That's what my uncle flew in Vietnam. I know he was shot down, I believe twice in Vietnam. The Huey helicopter, the UHM or the UH-1M, out of Fort Worth, Texas. And in fact, my uncle and my cousin both now work. Well, my cousin doesn't anymore. They both used to work for Bell Helicopter, who designed the Hueys. And my uncle was in charge of. There was a member of the flight team, the test pilot group, and my cousin worked on transmissions. He designed transmissions for Bell. He now works for Sikorsky, so I've got a little bit of a military history, you know, on both sides. So anyway, that was a museum. Okay, well, it's 5:47, and as you can tell now, the crowd's getting even bigger. All the racers are really starting to show up and get everything situated. And there's something that's awesome. There's about, I don't know how tall that flag is, probably 20 feet tall and 40 or 50 feet long, flying in the wind. Absolutely awesome. But there's some German fellows right here in front of me in a chocolate chip suit. There's some Marines, there's Army, there's Air Force. Every branch of service is here. Coast Guard, I've even seen them. So it's quite a sight to see. I'm a rock man. Got some bagpipers warming up. Lots and lots of people now. Okay, they just gave a 10-minute warning for the opening ceremonies. So looks like we're about to start.
You get a little pumped up
It's
here.
6:30. Yeah, I'm like, nerves are going crazy right now. Pretty excited. Having to calm myself down, force myself to sit down because I keep pacing. So as you can tell, I'm still pacing. I keep rubbing my hands together and stuff. So yeah, very excited. Just ready to get it on the road, get going. They just made the announcement for everybody who's participating to get into the cattle trough area, the gate. So we'll just kind of show all the people. So they said they had 6,000 or so registered. Last year they had almost 7,000. It was like 6,700, something along those lines. So 6,000 people is a lot, and it's pretty neat, pretty cool to be involved. So we'll see.
Please rise for the posting of our colors by the White Sands Missile Range Tri-Service Color Guard, our national anthem sung by the Alamogordo High School Choir, directed by Ms. Carol Widener, and the invocation by Chaplain Lieutenant Colonel Bradley West.
Marchers! Present! Form! Colors. Present. Form! Marchers! Order! Form!
Yeah.
March officials will get you started shortly. Thank you and be safe.
Here we go. It's start time. All right, we are on the stretch going up the hill between checkpoint. What was that, three up to 4, and then 5. 5's right at the crest, and then 6 on the way back down, and 7 at the bottom of the hill. But anyway, met a friend on the way. Your name is Ray, right?
Yes, sir.
That's Ray.
How are you?
He's a buddy of mine that we've been, he was helping me out. I couldn't find the camera, so he helped me out. But we're just trekking right along. Right now, I'll give you an update. We're at 7.7 miles, 1 hour, 44 minutes, 47 seconds. So we're moving pretty good, about a 13-14 minute per mile pace. So ripping right along, feeling good. Had to change socks once. That was part of the game plan. About 6 miles, I was going to change socks. 12 miles, I'll do it again. And then at 18 miles, I'll change into my last pair and then push to the finish. So I'm still on pace for my 6 hours that I wanted to get. And I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see what we're looking at. So where are you from, Ray?
Originally Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. What brings you all the way down here?
Vegas, Nevada now.
Vegas, awesome. So you're used to this dry stuff.
A little bit. Actually, 3 relative survivors.
That's awesome.
Up in town, so.
Yeah, they, any of them still alive?
No, the last one died 2 years ago.
That's a bum deal.
But, I was lucky enough to know all 3 of them.
That's outstanding. What were their names, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. John LeClaire. It's actually John LeClaire and Jim Brennan. John LeClaire was in Cabanatuan 1 and 2, and then 20 miles from Hiroshima when the bomb went off.
Wow,
Then Hiroshima 6,
it's amazing.
and it's actually how the whole family got together. John met Jim's sister, Mary. They got married. Several years later, my parents met at a Defenders Convention.
Oh wow.
Where my mother's uncle was also a survivor. And
Unbelievable. So even in the worst of tragedies, some good things come out of them.
absolutely, if it wasn't for them surviving, I wouldn't even be here. So
That's outstanding.
this
What an awesome story.
very least I could do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So obviously you're doing it in their memory.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hoping
Yeah.
next year my dad can make it out as well. Couldn't make the trek from Bangor this year.
He's up in Maine.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, I suddenly feel very humble. I'm just a combat vet who loves history, who wanted to challenge myself as a 37-year-old straight leg infantry. And I got this guy next to me just making me feel like a turd.
No way.
That's okay.
No
It's
way.
all for the same cause.
Absolutely. And the difference, and I know my uncle would say the same thing, back then they didn't really have a choice. Everybody went.
Right.
Your generation, our generation, you all do it voluntarily. That's huge.
Yeah.
And I respect and thank you very much. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. So
Good stuff.
I appreciate it.
Some of the people you meet, some of the stories you get to hear. It's amazing. I think that's one of the biggest things I've gotten out of this trip so far. I've spent 4 days meeting civilians and combat vets alike, military personnel, and we're all here for the same reasons. To celebrate a tragedy, but to make sure that it's not forgotten. The people that are telling these stories, unfortunately in their upper 80s, early 90s, and all we have is, you know, stories. We have memories, and once they die, unfortunately, without the story being told, they die with it, with the person. So we're trying to keep that memory alive. That's what we're doing. But let's see where we're at now. Well, we're right at 8 miles, 149. We're pushing up this hill pretty good.
You don't mind me asking,
What's that, sir?
where did you serve?
I was in Iraq. I was at JSS Dora, which is right outside of Baghdad, right near Bob Falcon. I was there 2008 through 2009.
Okay.
So. All right, I'm gonna turn it around a little bit. Give you guys a scenery of what one of the checkpoints looks like. I believe this is checkpoint 4 coming up. If I'm right, is that right? 4? Awesome, good deal. Where are you guys from? Nice, good deal. You guys got a team or all individuals? You're a team of 5 right here. Good stuff, gentlemen. I'm not even sure if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but because we got a lot of wind. But here's the checkpoint. This is what they got for us. You got Gatorade, sir?
Yes, sir. Right
All right,
there.
appreciate it.
You bet. You bet.
Where are you guys out of?
Water? Woo, that felt good. Another water? Appreciate it. Yeah, man. All right. Okay, I lied. This is checkpoint 3 and 9. 3 and 9. Yeah. So, good golly. So I thought it was checkpoint 4. It's 3. And then on the way back down, we'll hit it again, and it'll be checkpoint 9. So these are all people that are continuing to the 26-mile course, and all the 14-milers turned around. They headed back that way toward the base. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir?
Good. That's funny. I just called the private a sir. That's all right. He's a PFC. He's working hard. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, feeling good. I'm gonna start pushing a little bit here, I think. So, I'm gonna put the camera up so that I can go. Wow. So, it's starting to get a little bit more challenging. We are going up in altitude. The wind is picking up as well. So, just trucking right along, you know. Crazy thing is we got marathon runners like this gal running right by. She is actually on her way back downhill. Yeah, good job. She's on her way back downhill. So that puts her about 4 miles ahead of us, which is very humbling. I'm not gonna lie, because we all started about the same time. So, makes you wonder. What's that? That is true. Running shoes and no weight helps a lot. Yeah. Where are you from, man?
Kirksville, Missouri.
No kidding. I'm from St. Charles originally.
All right.
Holy cow, yeah. Right outside of St. Louis. So you're up there where Truman State University is.
That's where I go to school.
That's awesome. I went to University of Missouri Rolla, which is now Missouri School of Mines.
Yep.
And we were in the same conference together when I was in college.
Yep.
That's awesome. The people you meet. What's your name, sir?
Warren Galloway.
Warren. Nice to meet you, Dave.
You too.
Dave McCormick. Here we go. We got another gentleman coming down the hill.
Good job.
Way to go. Way to go. Nice job. So, yeah, run into all sorts of crazy people. Somebody from my home state to show me. Pretty cool. We're now at 10.77 miles, 2 hours 32 minutes, and starting to warm up quite a bit. The downside of what we got going on is I'm in the middle of about a 4 mile long hill. So it's, yeah, the wind's picking up and blowing right in our faces and coming up this hill. But if you can look down behind us, we got a long hill. Got a couple ladies here next to me. How you guys doing? Feeling all right? The wind sucks. It's good. What do you guys think about the course so far? Not too bad. You guys gonna finish the whole thing? Outstanding. That's exactly the right attitude. Good deal. Well, thank you for your time. So, and as you can tell, it's starting to thin out quite a bit up here in front of me. So, makes me feel good. I'm able to slowly pick up people one step at a time. And I'm feeling good, still trucking right along. I'm gonna pull them off my head a little bit. My arms are getting tired. So, how you guys doing? Doing all right. Where are you from? Arizona. Outstanding. So you used to this heat or no? For the most part. Good deal. You got any words of encouragement or for people picking up this race? That's awesome. What's your name, sir? What's your last name? Awesome. This is why I like having the camera. You just have no idea who you're going to meet. And this gentleman here next to me is Sergeant. Same rank as I. About the same age. Both in relatively good shape. Still having a tough time. It's hard to imagine 80 miles of this crap. But they did it. His great uncle's one of them. That's why we do this stuff, guys. That right there is why we do it. So, I'm going to keep pressing on. It's, man, it's overwhelming if you think about it. All these people trying to just get a glimpse of what these guys may have been feeling when they had to go 80 miles. I mean, it's 26, yeah, It's the desert. Yes, we're in elevation, but we don't have somebody who's threatening to shoot us in the head, threatening to stab us with a bayonet just so they can save a bullet, because bullets are expensive. So we don't have that threat. I couldn't imagine being forced to have to do this or to be dead. I just can't imagine it. These kind of random thoughts that go through my head when I'm doing this shit. I keep pushing and I keep striving and I keep driving on because I'm doing it by choice. You know, I'm doing it because I guess in some sick, sadistic way, I want to know what those guys went through. Even if it's only a small fraction of what they went through. And I don't want to downplay what they went through at all. But even if it's just a minor fraction of what those gentlemen went through, I have such a great, deep amount of respect for what they've done. And the fact that they're not still around anymore to share their stories with us is pretty disheartening. The gentleman that we saw last night, Ben, Colonel Ben, he's 94 years old and he's still going to do the race. Last year I think they said he did about 8 miles. Who knows what he's going for this year. The fact that he's 94 and still walking, still vertical, still in great spirits, you know, I can't imagine it. You know, it's hard for me to talk about some of my limited experience in Iraq, you know, some of the stuff. And you know, these guys went through hell for years, some of them 2.5 years as a POW. And the fact that they're able to talk about it now, it's just a testament to their character. It really is. Alright, well, I'm gonna save the battery for a little bit for the finish, or for the way down. And I'm not even halfway yet. So I gotta keep pushing. Keep driving on. That's the name of the game. Driving on. If I was bitching about the hill before, that was concrete. If you look behind me, that's no concrete. We're still on the same damn hill. And it went from concrete to sand. It's been this way for about a mile. Right now, currently at 12.68 miles. 3:08 on the time. And it's almost 11 o'clock. My goal was to try to get done by 2 o'clock, I think. No, yeah, we started right about 8, so if I get it done in 6 hours, that'd be 2 o'clock, 1400. And that was my goal. So I did the first 12 miles in just under 3 hours. And you know, if I can push going downhill on this and pick up some time, I might be able to get in under 6. But that's really pushing. I gotta make up 2 full miles. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. Still going up. Nice big hill that we got to go up and around. Getting up in elevation, we're probably about 5,000 feet right in here. Pretty close to it. So hair's a little bit thinner. My ears have popped a couple times on the way up. Good sign, bad sign, I don't know. I just know I'm still moving forward. That's all I can ask for at this point. So that's why we do it right there, gentlemen. In memory of Frank Mayer. Hope you don't mind, sir.
Oh, not at all.
And what's your name, sir?
I'm Dick Dow.
Dick Dow, nice to meet you.
My stepfather. My father was killed with Patton going into Germany, and
Oh, wow.
I was raised by Frank Mayer.
That's outstanding. So for Frank, this is why we do it. One of many survivors, many people as to why we do this race.
God bless you.
Yep. Thank you, sir, for your time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
There we are. Hey, check it out, 13 miles. All right, my watch is a little bit off. I got a GPS watch. It says 12.86. That says 13. Guess what? We are almost halfway. You never know who you're gonna run into. where you're gonna meet. It's just awesome. Well, guess what? Look at this. I think, unless my eyes are deceiving me, we are about to crest the top of the hill here. And we're gonna come back down here shortly. I'm looking forward to it. Look at that. I see people going around a bend. And if I studied my map correctly, the north side is where we're at. When we get around to the west side, which is around this bend, it should start going downhill. And hopefully I'll be able to pick up a little bit of time, because I have not been doing it on this hill. This hill's been brutal, I'm not gonna lie. It's been long. We hit this hill at about the 7-mile mark. We're now at over 13 miles. So it's been a 6-mile hill. I'm not gonna lie, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Well, thank God, I finally made it down the crest, or over the crest. We're now working downhill. I don't know if you can see it, way down there in the valley is a homeland. That's the finish line. So right now, a little over 14 miles in, 3 hours, 39 minutes, way off my pace, but that hill was absolutely brutal. It was 7 miles almost straight up. Gained 2,000 feet in altitude in 7 miles. And it was just tough, if not tougher than I ever dreamed it could have been. And yeah, we just had people all over the place falling out, cramping up. So far, thank God, feet are still doing good. I have one hot spot on my foot. I changed socks at the 14-mile mark, like I said I was going to, and I'm feeling good. I'm pumped. I'm excited. On the straight, on the downhill stretch now, and if I can get to the 21-mile mark where that sand pit is, I'll be in good shape. So, still one foot in front of the other. I'm gonna start jogging here in just a second. I'm gonna put the camera up and start jogging a little bit, because I got the gravity working with me. I don't want to lose it. Use that instead of trying to fight against it. Try to coast a little bit downhill, stride out a little bit, try to cover some more ground. The 6-hour mark I think is kind of out of the question at this point, but if I could finish in 6:30 or 6:40, hey, that's a hell of a day, man. That's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna sign out so I can run a little bit. Just got through checkpoint 7. It's the one right here next to the highway that I had alluded to earlier, and started to feel a little bit of cramping in my right side of my chest, so I'd stop for a few bananas. That will stop cramps. So trying to get some potassium in me. Still going downhill, so I'm gonna start pushing again. Right now we're at just under 4 hours and almost exactly 16 miles. So we're pushing along. A little bit off pace, of course, because of that hill. It slowed everything way down. But I still think I'll be close on that 6 hours, 6:30, somewhere 6 hours, 30 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark, which would, I think, put me right at a 15-minute pace or less. So my goal is under 15 minutes. I've been training at 12 to 13 for all the short distances, and then of course the longer stuff. I did a 20-mile and right at 4 hours 20 minutes, which was a 13-minute pace, but it didn't have this 7-mile freaking hill in it. And it was cool weather. You know, right now it's probably 82, 84, somewhere in that ballpark. It's getting hot. It's about 10 to 12, so it's 11:50. It's getting warm. I wanted to try to hurry up and get done before the early afternoon so that I could avoid the major part of the heat. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to avoid all of it. But feeling pretty good. Got a couple hot spots on my feet, like I said before. Hot spot on the lower part of my back, but can't really do anything about that. Just make sure my shirt's down tight. And I'm going downhill, so I'm gonna keep on trucking. I think I picked up probably, I don't know, several minutes going downhill that last stretch. because I pushed it for about a mile. So I'm gonna do it again. There's the trail ahead of us. You can see the German flag up there, but it wraps around there and then comes back down on the road. And this is the south side of that big hill that we were looking at before. And missile range is right down over there. So that's our end goal. So we gotta head east for a bit, and then we'll head south on the main road into the post. And that's when all hell starts, because that's Sand Pit. And Sand Pit's a brutal nightmare. I thought that hill was bad. I've been talking to people. They said Sand Pit's even worse. It's a mile and a half of just real loose, about knee-high sand. Every step you take, you feel like you're not going anywhere. So I'm gonna run down most of this part of the hill, but I'm still gonna reserve some back, or save some for reserves, because coming up is that Sand Pit, and I want to be fresh for it. So I'm gonna take off here again. Man, my nose is running, but I've been drinking tons of water, salt tablets, goo, anything I can to try to help stay hydrated and make sure that I'm fresh for this last bit. I don't want to cramp. That's the big thing, because if I start cramping, I'm not finishing. There's just absolutely no way that's going to happen. I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish. How you doing, sir? Nice job. Guys like that, they volunteer. They volunteer their time so that we can do what we want to do here and compete in this Bataan March. But I gotta stop talking and start running so I can make up some time. All right, so as I'm cruising along here, trying to stay motivated, ran into this gentleman next to me. His name's Noah. He's a combat vet from Iraq, and we were chatting a little bit, and he's just motivated the hell out of me. As a wounded warrior doing the long course, 26 miles, what does this sort of exemplify for you, or what are you hoping to get out of doing this sort of?
Well, this is my second time around. I did it last year. I walked the military heavy and finished it, and then this year I wanted to do it, because it's probably be a good tradition to do, honoring these survivors while they're around. And so I decided to come back this year again, and I actually just signed up for the 14 miler. And then after I registered, I was standing in the parking lot, and I was like, I didn't prepare for it, but let's run the whole marathon.
That's awesome.
So I went and paid the extra $50, upgraded it. Now I'm just trying to survive.
I hear you. Well, just to give a heads up as to where we're at about the 17 mile mark, about 17 and a quarter, about 420, 425, somewhere in that time frame. And I gotta tell you, man, you're just driving on like a fucking champion and motivating the hell out of me and everybody else that's out here on this course. It's brutal. I'm not gonna lie, it is absolutely brutal. But a gentleman like this, no bitches, no complaints, just driving on like a soldier should, and motivating the hell out of me. No, I appreciate your time, bud.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you, good luck, and thank you for your service to our country.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Man, that was some cool shit. That right there, my friends, is good. 19 miles in, finally got off the sand, coming downhill. We're now onto the asphalt again, but instead of going uphill for several miles, we're going down. The only downside is we're coming in about halfway down the hill on the asphalt, because a lot of it was in the sand back over there coming through. So we only hit about halfway, but still we got probably 2.5 miles of downhill on concrete, or asphalt rather. And we're at 19 miles, 4:46 is my time. I'm a little behind schedule, but it's completely understandable with these conditions. I'm sure you can tell I'm probably burnt like crazy, like a freaking fried fish. So yeah, it's hot out here. All right, I'm 20 miles in, just under 5 hours. I'm at 4:58 and right at 20 miles. So I'm at a 15-minute pace even with that brutal ass hill in the sand. Getting ready to come up on checkpoint 9, and then we got to cross the road, and then we got Sand Pit, which is a fucking brutal nightmare. But coming down the hill, did good. Felt well, picked up some time there. Get ready to come up on this checkpoint, but so far so good. Still feeling good. No issues, not cramping any. Been eating plenty of bananas and oranges, drinking plenty of water and Gatorade. So feeling pretty good. Look at all these cars lined up along this road. This is fantastic. Oh, unbelievable. Look at all these people just to cheer us on, you know. It's just amazing. Right there's 70. We just crossed underneath it, coming back up. Like I said, this is checkpoint 9. But all these cars here with people tailgating, hanging out, wishing us good luck. It's just awesome. That's more motivation, more encouragement to keep on trucking. But man, it's awesome. Yeah. Woo! Love the support. Thank you. Motivation right there. Thank you. That is motivation right there to keep on trucking. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! And every one of these people out here are volunteers. I can't thank them enough. Awesome. Thank you. You got Gatorade or water?
Gatorade, sir.
Let me have some, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. That is cool. All those people, every one of them. There's like thousands of them out here. We got 6,000 racers. There's probably close to 1,000 volunteers out here helping out. And it's fantastic. Look at that. Got all those people on the sides cheering us on. Got all the workers down there cheering us on at all the checkpoints. We're 21 and a half miles in. And got about another mile of this sort of loose shit, what I was told. And then we'll be moving on to more solid footing. I don't know if it's going to be on the road or what, but got a little over, what, 4.5 miles, something like that. Still have had no contact because I have no cell phone. I had no contact with Tiff to let her know that where I'm at on the course since about the 7-mile mark. And kind of sucks. I'd like her to see me cross the line. Got less than 2 miles to go, and I'm starting to really feel it. My lower back, my feet are really starting to give me fits. Still driving on. Last mile was just under 16, and I want to get to the next two about 16, and that'll put me around 6:35. 6 hours 35 minutes to do 26 miles, and I'm just ready to be done. Just ready to get over it. So, oh man, I'm not doing well. I don't feel like I can drink anymore because I keep drinking and drinking, and all it does is make my stomach upset. Haven't thrown up yet or anything, but just not doing well. But I got less than 2 miles, so I'm going to press on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Right over there's the finish line, and I'm dying. I'm hurting so bad. I've got blisters that have popped up in the last mile that are just brutal. My whole heel and I think both balls of my feet are just completely blistered. Even though I tried to take care of them the whole way, change my socks and put powder on them, and just, I don't know. Had plenty of miles on my boots too, just not sure. But finish line's right up here, I believe. I hope. God, I hope it's right here, because I'm hurting, and I want to get done. Oh man, it looks like a water point right before the finish line. Are you kidding me? No way. Fuck. Talk about discipline. About 6/10, half a mile. All right. God almighty. Water, please. Water and Gatorade. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, shit. You see though how thin the crowd has gotten. See that? Very few people behind me, and even fewer people with rucksacks. So
Good job, honey. Honey, you want to stand up? Honey, what's hurting? Because that can't be comfortable laying that way. Okay, well lay the other way on the bed, honey. Can you lay the other way?
I'm trying to stretch it. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure people think I'm so insensitive because I'm videotaping you.
Cramping and I got blisters all over.
And his back. Well, he's got.
I've got road rash or something like rubber on my back and my left side. I changed my socks 4 times.
That's good.
Powder on them and
I know.
it was the heat. That wind was brutal. There was only about a 3-mile stretch where that wind wasn't in my face.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
It was bad just standing there. I can't imagine running in it.
It's gonna hurt. Look at that blister pop
Let me see it.
on my toe.
Oh my god.
Oh, it didn't pop.
No, it didn't. It didn't pop yet.
Okay?
Yes, sir, but I think I need some help.
What do you need?
It's not road rash, it's rub on my
Sack.
rucksack. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah.
But it's kind of like, man, I don't know. I did something about living or something like that. That was so bad.
You had it so bad, did you have a problem with it already?
Yeah.
What did you do to it?
Just trained about 3 weeks ago. It hurt so bad that it turned black and blue. And on the outside right here, it turned black and blue.
Okay.
And swelled up. That was 3 weeks ago.
There are some ligaments in there. You probably shouldn't have run this race.
Probably
I'm going to
not.
tell you not to.
I trained for 16 weeks, sir.
I know. I understand. I understand the dedication.
So I took 3 weeks off and it real light.
You use some pain medicine too? You taking
He's
anything?
cramping.
Yeah.
No, you haven't had anything, right?
No.
You didn't flat, you didn't run out. Yeah, when was the last time you used the restroom?
Like 9 o'clock this morning, about mile 6.
Okay. When was the last time you had anything to drink?
I mean, I've been drinking all the time. I had 3 Camelbacks full. Plus, every time I stop, I got at least 2 Gatorades, 2 waters, bananas, oranges. I take my time at every stop.
Yeah, it's probably because you're walking in a different pattern. May have tweaked the muscle a little bit too. Okay, well, let me get you something saying. You allergic to anything?
cramping in both spots now.
What can you do, honey?
What can I do? Just
Yeah.
stretch it.
Okay. Well, I don't like just sitting here watching you.
It's a cramp. There's nothing.
I know, but it's painful.
I got it.
Protective care. Thank you.
So how do you feel now? So it's been what? Has it been almost an hour since you finished? So now but you feel.
Finished what, like 2:45? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started right around 8. And it was 6 hours, 44 minutes, and 20 seconds. Unofficial. That's my time.
Yeah.
Because I don't know for sure because I didn't stop the clock until after I got my rucksack ready. So I don't know how long that was. I lost complete the complete ability to keep track of time. And I don't know.
So they wrapped up your feet.
My feet hurt real bad. I've been cramping off and on. Well, I've been cramping the whole time up until like the last 10 minutes. But
What are you drinking?
I don't know what this is. This is my third of this.
Oh, they gave you the third one?
This is my third.
Well, it seems to be helping though, because you're more calm than you were.
The crazy thing is it's probably 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What time is it? 4 o'clock. And I have not gone to the bathroom since about 9 a.m. And it's 85 degrees, 20 mile an hour wind. And I drank probably 3 to 4 gallons of water.
Well, they had an IV if you're ready, just in case.
Yeah.
But
I had probably 3 to 4 gallons between water and Gatorade. Because I would drink an 8-ounce glass of Gatorade every time I stopped, at least 2. And then I went through 4 Camelbacks, 3.5 Camelbacks. So, yeah, but I knew I was in trouble. I ran out of water at about the 22-mile mark. And then trying to go up a hill, I felt my hamstring and my calves start to tighten up on me. And I didn't know I was that close to being out of water at the Camelback. So once I ran out, I had to go about another 2 miles before checkpoint 11. And once I hit checkpoint 11, I had to refuel, fill up completely on water. And by then, it was too late. I wasn't really feeling thirsty. I couldn't keep any water. Really, it just didn't taste good. It was upsetting my stomach. I felt like either I was gonna throw up or just, real bad gas from it, like burps. But I'm glad that I did it. I learned a lot about myself.
this is the win. Look at that.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot about myself and being able to overcome and persevere.
You did it.
I did it. I was pretty emotional when I finished.
I'm glad that I was here. And I know your whole family wanted to be here.
It was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Because right when I finished, I had a major come up to me after I finished and said, man, that was a hell of a job. Because he needed time. I did it in, I think, almost like a little over 15 minutes per mile, almost 16 minutes per mile for the entire race. And being that it was heavy, 35 pounds, the major came up, patted me on the back, and was just like, man, that was a fantastic job. And I was also starting to cramp pretty bad the last probably 2 miles. I was on the verge of cramping, and then right when I finished, then I stopped real suddenly. I started tightening up real bad, and that's why I'm, of course, in here. So
other people working. All right, honey. Turn it off.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you, man. Love you too. I'll talk to you later.
Who is that?
That was my daughter, Amanda. She was just super duper excited for it. And she was very proud. She said she was on the verge of welling up and crying.
And she would, did they text you today or call you?
I'm getting a little emotional because sometimes I guess I don't realize how much my kids love me.
They do. They adore you.
I can help you in a second.
Oh, I guess I could.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, you got two?
So do I get a set?